In 1790, Benjamin Franklin left $4,400 to the cities of Boston and Philadelphia in his will. But there was a catch. The money couldn't be fully spent for 200 years. By the time the clocks struck midnight, 2 centuries later, that small pot of gold had mutated into a staggering $20 million. We are taught that to get rich, we need high-risk investments or brilliant inventions, common intuition. But the reality is far stranger. The most powerful force in the universe isn't talent or luck, it's waiting. The reality, why is it that our brains, evolved to hunt and gather, are fundamentally incapable of grasping a simple math trick called the Rule of 72? Why does this absurd logic of doing nothing work better than almost any human effort? Let's peel back the layers of wealth that spans centuries. For any financial system to grow, it needs one thing: reinvestment. Just as a fire needs oxygen to grow, a fortune needs its offspring interest to stay in the flames rather than being taken out. The problem is the lapse of logic. Humans think linearly. If you have $1,000 and it grows at 10%, we think, great, I'll have $2,000 in 10 years. But math doesn't work that way. The challenge is calculating when your money will actually double without a supercomputer. Enter the Rule of 72. Think of it as a financial speedometer. You take the number 72 and divide it by your interest rate. That's your doubling time. Rate of 7%, you double every 10 years. Rate of 10%, you double every 2 years. Let's zoom into the snowball phase. In the first 10 years, compounding feels boring. It's like watching a glacier move. $1 turns into $2. But the Rule of 72 reveals the secret acceleration, because the interest starts earning its own interest. You aren't just adding, you are multiplying. By the 10th doubling cycle, that $1 isn't $20, it's over $1,000. Most people quit at year 5 because they don't see the mountain forming. They see a pebble, unaware that underneath, the structural integrity of a skyscraper is being built. But here is where it gets scary. What happens when the timeline exceeds a human life? When the Rule of 72 is applied not for 20 years, but for 200? This is the dynastic mechanism. When you remove the human reset button, death and taxes, the math breaks the scale. Wealthy families and institutional endowments don't look at 5-year returns, they look at doubling generations. Here is the twist. The curve is back-loaded. In a 100-year timeline, 90% of the total wealth is generated in the last 20 years. Imagine a lily pad in a pond that doubles in size every day. If it covers the whole pond in 30 days, on day 29, the pond is only half full. Most people look at the pond on day 29 and see half empty. The steroid effect occurs when you realize that time is more important than the amount of money you start with. If you invest $1,000 for your newborn today at an 8% return, by the time they are 70, it's $200,000. But if that account is left untouched for their great-grandchild, 150 years total, that $1,000 becomes over $100 million. The system isn't just growing wealth, it's creating a time machine for value, bridging the gap between centuries. When we combine the simple math of the Rule of 72 with the steroids of multi-generational patience, we see a picture of terrifying beauty. It's not about being a wolf of Wall Street. It's about being a tree of the forest. The first layer is the math. The second layer is the discipline to stay out of the way. This leaves us with a sense of profound humility. We are often so focused on the next big thing, or the next paycheck that we forget we have the power to influence the world centuries from now. True wealth isn't what you spend, it's the momentum you leave behind. As the saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The rule of 72 isn't just a math trick, it's a lesson in logic and extreme patience. It's a reminder that the most complex systems in our world, from finance to biology, rely on these hidden compounding laws. Did the math of the 150-year-old $1,000 surprise you? Or do you think inflation makes this whole strategy a pipe dream? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If you want to master the hidden laws of the world and see the invisible gears turning, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Join our community of thinkers, and let's start compounding our knowledge together, one video at a time.